you really hate Sean Combs.
Why would they be thinking that?
Because of the things that you post on Instagram, because of the...
Look at this. And let's stop for a second and do say that I hated him enough to hire his kids. And we've never done anything to each other. So it's just competitive energy and things that you say about other artists while you're in hip-hop culture.
The world we're in right now is really hard for y'all to discern what's real and what's true.
Yeah, well, it's hard to tell.
And I've been seeing y'all memes and stuff. You've been making memes.
That wasn't me, man.
I see the memes.
I'll put that up there, but that wasn't me.
No, some of that stuff is funny. Some of it's funny.
You like that? That's funny, right?
But I haven't addressed any of this publicly, but I just want to say this very clearly. I don't have shit to do with Puffy, so y'all can stop.
To do with Puffy.
What will Smith say in response to Sean Diddy Combs, and could his next move change everything?
I don't have shit to do with Puffy, so y'all can stop all that memes. Stop all that bullshit. I ain't been nowhere near no damn freak off. Listen, I do enough of my own shit. Don't be putting me in other people's bullshit. None of that stupid shit. So, whenever y'all hear it, if somebody say that, it's a damn lie. I don't even like baby oil.
It comes out, I see it in the news like everyone else, but I did feel uncomfortable with the way you represent the idea of going to these projects.
I blame everybody that's in his circle. They're all means and they want to be like him.
But the Fresh Prince sets the record straight on where he really stands with Combs, formerly known as Puff Daddy or Puffy early in his career, saying he's not jiggy with the freak-offs or baby.
At the peak of his meteoric rise to global superstardom, Justin Bieber now finds himself at the center of a storm few saw coming, a shadowy narrative linking some of the most powerful names in entertainment: Will Smith, Sean Diddy Combs, Clive Davis, and 50 Cent. Behind the glitz of Hollywood parties and industry galas, whispers of private conversations, alleged late-night messages that mysteriously vanished, and closed-door meetings have begun to surface. Fueling the speculation, 50 Cent has publicly hinted at the existence of unreleased footage that could dramatically reshape the narrative, raising one pressing question: why now? Was someone simply a bystander, or were unseen hands quietly guiding events from the shadows? And if any explosive material were ever to emerge, what reputations, legacies, or careers could hang in the balance? As speculation intensifies and tensions mount, one thing is certain: the deeper you look, the more complex the story becomes, and once this unraveling begins, there may be no turning back.
You pressing Bieber?
Yeah.
Yo, what's up? Like, I'm calling you and answering.
Yeah, that was a little.
That was weird.
That was crazy.
That was weird.
They did not run through Bieber at that point.
They was pressing him like, why you not answering your phone? Like, yo.
Yeah. Like, I don't got a video of me fingering you.
He wasn't answering for a reason.
He was like, I don't ever want to last time because you did things to me. They want to mean something, and what will make them mean something in the environment is if they can connect to the violence. They all want it to make it, so they're going to make their value in that. And even when the artist becomes successful coming out of that environment, you're going to have people around him that he feels secure about being around, because he know that when they travel in these different neighborhoods that there may be something there, but he knows that this person right here will do it regardless of what. So they bring that person. And without acknowledging it, that person needs them to have altercations for them to need them to be around. That is what is going to potentially bring you down. So when I say that to them, they go, so he's saying it's going to be me that brings me down. Yeah, if you don't adjust and really make the right decisions as you move forward, you are.
Might have not been some rebellious pop star going through a, so-called bad boy phase. He was a kid who had been surrounded by powerful figures in the industry, some of whom clearly didn't have his best interests at heart. And that, of course, brings us to Diddy. From the very beginning, Diddy took a special interest in Justin. The extravagant gifts, the 48-hour mentorship, it all seemed like an industry cosign at the time. But looking back, was it really just that, or was there something deeper going on behind the scenes? Then years later, we see Bieber break down in an interview. talking about wanting to protect another young artist, Billie Eilish, from the same things he went through. And now, in the wake of Diddy's arrest, he's reportedly distancing himself completely, staying silent, and doing everything he can to separate himself from
Bieber's struggling with that. You see some of these guys struggling with that.
They can't get it out of their head. The things that they did, no matter how they did it, whether they were drunk or high or whatever, you gave up your man card. You need therapy. And that's the thing that hurts them the most. And so they end up every way to try and get rid of any principles there are. And that's what
Bieber is reportedly having a hard time processing his history with the fallen music mogul. Quote, his happiness being a dad has outweighed his anxiety about Diddy. Much remains unclear about Bieber's time with Diddy, and many of these questions may ultimately go unanswered. Online sleuths will surely continue to read between the lines, but for now, speculation is all we have to go on.
To a lot of us, he's like a little brother.
It seems two things are for certain, however. Diddy was once somebody that Bieber looked up to. Now, not so much. What once seemed like a 15-year-old's dream has become a nightmare for everyone.
From the outset, 50 Cent has shown no restraint, relentlessly mocking the unfolding controversy and amplifying every headline. The tension escalated dramatically following Will Smith's December 13th concert in San Diego, when an unexpected moment on stage shifted the narrative. Mid-performance, Smith abruptly paused and addressed the crowd, firmly distancing himself from Sean Diddy Combs amid the intense scrutiny surrounding Diddy's September arrest. In an attempt to lighten the mood, he made a pointed tongue-in-cheek remark about not liking baby oil, an unmistakable reference to reports tied to the March raids on Combs' properties.
Will Smith claps back at memes of him and Sean Diddy Combs and speaks out for the first time about his history with the music mogul. The Oscar winner took the stage at the Observatory North Park in San Diego December 12th, and during a break in the show, the rapper called out memes he'd seen online trolling his past association with Combs, who is currently in jail awaiting trial on sex trafficking, racketeering, and transportation to engage in prostitution charges. Videos of the moment have been posted online showing Will telling the sold-out crowd, "The world we're in right now, it's really hard for y'all to discern what's real and what's true. I've been seeing y'all memes and stuff. Some of it's funny." But the Fresh Prince sets the record straight on where he really stands with Combs, formerly known as Puff Daddy or Puffy early in his career, saying he's not jiggy with the freak-offs or baby oil in fact.
At his house, found all manner of stuff. They found 1,000 bottles of baby oil. Let's be clear here. Diddy is a monster. Diddy is the devil, right? The 1,000 bottles alone was enough for me to lock him up forever. Are you drinking it? 1,000 bottles.
And 50 Cent responded exactly as many anticipated, by seizing the moment. He reposted the viral clip, amplified the memes circulating online, and effortlessly transformed the controversy into buzz for his Roku venture, 50 Cent Action. But this wasn't random opportunism. It was the latest chapter in a rivalry nearly 2 decades in the making. 4 years, 50 and Sean Diddy Combs have exchanged diss tracks, sharp social media barbs, and pointed public remarks, keeping their tension alive in full view of the industry. Now, with Diddy confronting an escalating wave of legal battles and mounting lawsuits, 50's tone has shifted from playful trolling to calculated escalation. This isn't just entertainment anymore. It's strategic, relentless, and unmistakably personal.
But the world we're in right now, it's really hard for y'all to discern what's real and what's true.
Yeah, well, it's hard to tell.
And I've been seeing y'all memes and stuff. People been making memes.
That wasn't me, man.
I see the memes.
I'll put that up there, but that wasn't me.
No, some of that stuff is funny. Some of it's funny.
You like that? That shit's funny, right?
But I haven't addressed any of this publicly, but I just want to say this very clearly. I don't have to do with Puffy, so y'all can stop.
To do with Puffy.
Number 1 channel on Roku right now. Fuck out there.
What made you think of this?
No, I was trying to get ready so I don't have to answer to nobody. The new lawsuit coming with Jay, the part with Jay. I go, oh shoot,
To us, black excellence.
That had to be there.
We getting tighter. You know what I'm saying? And united we stand. And ain't nothing else.
Black excellence, they're sitting there like, yeah. It's a billionaire brunch. Like,
I hate you, man.
Unaware of anything going on here. This is the one time I'm gonna be with you this year. Yeah. Come on, bro.
Hey, this is the funniest thing online right now. 50 Cent every day wake up and take shots at Diddy on Instagram. We all see that, right? Everybody know that 50 Cent loved to poke fun at Diddy being, you know, who Diddy is, allegedly. But this is funny. 50 reposted this on his Instagram. I guess nowadays, instead of kids saying no HOMO, you know how we used to say when we was kids and now it's pause. I think the new thing that kids are saying, that's what the internet is saying. The new thing kids are saying is no Diddy instead of all that stuff. And 50 posted this. Check this out. This is what people saying on Twitter. It says, I put all my guys in positions, no Diddy. So apparently, instead of saying no HOMO, kids are now saying no Diddy. So 50 reposted this on his Instagram and he captioned it this. This is what he said. He said, oh, I F with son. That's my man. No Diddy.
The one with Diddy and Jay-Z walking around with the...
Oh, that's I think that's an apps. That's like a little app.
That was AI?
That was AI.
Yeah, you know, I look at it, it comes across my feed and I'm laughing at it. And then I go, oh no. People will fall out if I post that. I'm going to post that.
To understand the stakes, we have to rewind to the beginning. Justin Bieber's rise was the blueprint for modern stardom. Discovered on YouTube, championed by Usher, and managed by Scooter Braun, he was propelled from viral sensation to global teen idol almost overnight. Along that meteoric ascent, Bieber crossed paths with Sean Diddy Combs, who publicly praised the young star and welcomed him into elite industry circles. Now, 50 Cent is escalating the narrative with explosive claims, alleging that Diddy leveraged his influence to introduce Bieber to powerful insiders capable of shaping or shattering careers. More than bold words, 50 is implying he possesses footage that could substantiate those claims. If such evidence exists, it wouldn't just spark headlines, it could redefine how the industry's power dynamics are viewed forever.
We finally got in contact. This guy contacted us named Scooter, who's my manager now, and basically stalked us a little bit, kind of got in contact with us, and finally my mom was calling him back to, say, listen, stop calling me. And he was like, I really see a lot in your son. Like, I can help you guys. And my mom was really skeptical at first. They ended up talking for a couple hours, and he knew some lawyers that we could talk to and stuff. So we ended up flying to Atlanta free of charge, just for him to, check us out and get to know us. And
this is Scooter.
Yes, yeah. This is Scooter. And we ended up signing a deal with Usher a couple months later.
Well, everything for my good friend and brother from another mother, Scooter, Samuel Braun, and just really the philanthropic work that we do as entertainers gives credence, and it actually is evidence that we do give back. A lot of what we do is about fulfilling dreams. Well, that reality goes far and beyond just music. There's tons of people who need access to proper education, and I think that being an advocate for change and proper education, Scooter's definitely done it. And if not only being able to facilitate opportunities along with his brother and introduce Justin Bieber into the really important value.
A victim comes out against Usher, it'll show how egregious this shit is, because if he can be a predator, then anybody can be a predator.
Can't smile on your face the whole time.
You feel what I'm saying? Like, people look at Usher, they don't see that. They not seeing the victim. They not seeing that boy that got rushed to the hospital. They not seeing what the intentions was in his heart when he took Justin Bieber there.
Oh.
Let's be honest. He took Justin Bieber there. Diddy had been trying to get to Bieber for a minute, and his management was backing him off. But it wasn't until Usher took over management and had guardianship and gave temporary guardianship to the diddler for 48 hours. Think about that.
I was gonna just
Justin
ask
Bieber
about
wants to
Justin
talk.
Bieber.
He signed that where a lot of millions he would have to pay if he goes ahead and talks.
Now there was
shout out to Justin. Justin, holler at me. I'll get you all the information. We ain't got to tell the press. Just get at me, Justin. I want to cry for you and with you, Justin. You did not deserve it. And Usher, you about to get your ass kicked because you took him over there and you knew what Diddy was going to do to him.
I mentioned that earlier, that he said about Stevie J. The Usher part, that's a touchy situation, man. You know what I'm saying? Because I had a certain feeling and I felt a certain way when Usher got on Shay Shay, and I don't mean to mention other people's platforms, but he got on Shay Shay and he mentioned how great and how good Puff taught him and everything. You know what I'm saying? About the business. Right? I know, and people know, that was around that in that time that Puff and Usher did have a situation. And that situation led Usher to the...
At first glance, it sounds almost unbelievable, too extreme to be real. Yet the story resonates because it touches a deeper, unsettling fear that young, ambitious artists can sometimes become vulnerable within systems dominated by powerful figures armed with wealth, influence, and little oversight. 50 Cent, no stranger to controversy, has been quick to draw a clear line between himself and the storm surrounding Sean Diddy Combs. He has publicly stated that he never attended Diddy's widely discussed parties, even emphasizing that he's chosen to live a celibate lifestyle this year, describing his routine as disciplined and straightforward compared to what he portrays as the chaos engulfing Combs. Whether strategic distancing or personal conviction, 50 is carefully shaping the narrative, positioning himself not as a participant, but as an observer determined to stay untouched by the fallout.
Something huge coming up, which is a documentary about P. Diddy, Puff Daddy, P. Diddy.
Yeah.
Did he do it, right?
Yeah.
I know you've been heavy on social media talking about it.
He did it. And I'm the only one who's been vocal about this long before it actually...
Oh, you've been saying this for a long time now. And then no one was, they're just, why is he saying this? And now it's coming out like crazy. I mean,
but I also didn't participate. I also didn't go to those parties.
Yeah.
So a lot of the celebrity culture that you don't hear saying anything is because they participated to a degree.
But was there a reason you never went to those parties back in the day? Obviously, I know what's going on there, but is there a reason you never did?
I'm just not with all that freaky shit. Like all of the stuff that he's doing, I'm not into that type of stuff. I'm just a little more, maybe you could say basic or normal.
Netflix docuseries that you've been working on, Diddy Do It.
Right.
You've been saying for years that you feel you knew Diddy's character.
Right.
Yet you said you weren't a part of that lifestyle, you weren't going to the parties. So what makes you so absolutely sure that these kinds of allegations that we've seen against him are true?
Well, I'm surprised by the allegations, as surprised as everyone else is. Like, I didn't make the allegations. I didn't tell people to say these things. It comes out, I see it in the news like everyone else. But I did feel uncomfortable with the way he would present the idea of going to these projects.
To come party with me.
Yeah. And then that swayed me away from it. Just that alone.
So you didn't realize
as much stuff was coming. Like when I seen today, it was allegations of 3 men that said he drugged them, and it's a long time, to be honest with you. Like when people don't remember being violated for 20 years.
You're not worried that it comes back your way? Like people dig up your past and try to pull stuff up?
I don't got this my past. I took a pill, but it was for me to perform better. For her to remember, buddy. I didn't give her a drink so she forget what the happened. What the is going on here, bro? Yes, I took the I gave me the drug to perform. So she could remember and possibly love me for that.
Did it work?
What the this is, yo, bro, look, I'm doing pretty good.
Here's where the story takes a darker turn. In a matter of months, Sean Diddy Combs has faced an escalating wave of allegations. Multiple civil lawsuits filed in rapid succession, alongside additional anonymous claims reaching back to the 1990s. The most impactful was the lawsuit brought by Cassie Ventura, who accused him of abuse. Combs denied the allegations, and the case was settled shortly after it was filed. Since then, the industry's response has been strikingly muted. 50 Cent has suggested there may be a reason for that silence, alluding to materials reportedly seized during federal raids that could implicate other high-profile figures, individuals, he implies, who may be reluctant to speak out for fear of what might surface. Whether speculation or strategy, the tension surrounding the situation continues to intensify.
We have breaking news to bring you at this time. Sean Diddy Combs facing 2 additional criminal charges in the sprawling sex trafficking case against him. The new accusations are part of a superseding indictment filed today. Federal prosecutors charge Combs with a new count of sex trafficking and an additional count of transportation to engage in prostitution. That brings the total number of federal charges against Combs to 5. He has pleaded not guilty. His trial in Manhattan federal court is set to start on May 5th.
As Sean Diddy Combs awaits his racketeering and sex trafficking trial in a Brooklyn jail, federal prosecutors now adding 2 more charges to his indictment on Friday. The charges allege the hip-hop mogul forced a woman to engage in sex acts for money as recently as last year, and that Combs helped transport her and others to engage in prostitution. Now, prosecutors say they expect 4 accusers to testify against him at the trial, now set for May. Combs has pled not guilty and denies all charges.
50 Cent just recently did an interview. And during this interview, he says that the reason why people are quiet about Diddy is because they've been to his parties and they don't know what's on tape.
Facts. Feds say they got a video of a male sex worker being sexually assaulted by him, and they trying to identify him from the footage. Think about that.
Are you saying of Diddy?
Yeah.
I want to talk about the parties because I know people want to bring up the parties all the time. I'm the one that told you I was there. You didn't find out from any other source. I ain't never been to a freak off. I've never been to any party in Hollywood ever where there was something sexual happening, ever. So you got to understand what you won't understand because you're a Christian. Why would you even go to that function? What you don't understand is that it's similar to being invited to a barbecue. A bunch of people going out there in the backyard, having some drinks, talking, engaging, politicking, networking. That's all it was. That's literally what it was. It was nothing chaotic and crazy. I mean, there were so many people there. It's like if I said, hey, man, I'm having a little kickback at my house. Everybody in Atlanta's invited. And you walk into my house and you see Philip Anthony Mitchell over there and you see T.I. That could be a realistic situation. Would you then condemn Philip Anthony Mitchell for being in the same party with T.I.?
Can you believe we're just weeks away from Diddy going on trial? And the stakes are high. Not only has Diddy been in jail since his September arrest, but it's officially confirmed his ex-girlfriend Cassie is expected to take the stand to testify against him. She won't be testifying under the moniker Jane Doe. Instead, she's planning on using her own name. However, federal prosecutors say Diddy's other alleged victims won't be doing the same. I'm Elizabeth Milner with Law and Crime. Our analysts have suspected for a while that Cassie Ventura is indeed victim number 1. Now, the allegations laid out in Diddy's federal indictment match almost to a T her federal lawsuit against her ex, which was settled a day after filing. But since then, Diddy has faced 2 more superseding indictments, and now more victims have been added. But federal prosecutors say testifying under their real names would cause them significant embarrassment, anxiety, and social stigma.
And then there's Clive Davis, the man who discovered Whitney Houston, steered careers for decades, and built a reputation as music's ultimate mentor. Rumor has it his relationship with Diddy went beyond business. Rapper Suge Knight claims Clive told him he and Puffy were lovers, an assertion that, if true, would rewrite the power dynamics of 90s hip-hop. But remember, these are allegations layered atop allegations. Whispers passed down through the grapevine.
But did you ever see anything where it was out of line where you said, I think this guy likes men, or I think he likes certain things that's a little weird?
Well, he didn't start off like that. I'm quite sure somebody taught him that. And that's more deep in the industry. These guys who got involved with a lot of people who was their mentors, it was done to them, they do to the next person. So I felt that Puffy was a regular, normal guy. It goes on and on. Where did it start from? Major executives who run these labels.
That's actually very insightful for you to give that perspective. So if you're saying what Diddy did to Usher or what Diddy did to Bieber, that we've seen these videos, not necessarily what he did, but the stories where he's living with them at 13. If he was their mentor, who was Diddy's mentor? We know some of the big names. I'm just curious if you have any names.
Well, number one was Clive Davis. I walked in Jimmy's office. I didn't have to knock on the door or get somebody let Jimmy know Mr. Nice. I walked right in. He do the thing. Anyway, when he walked in my office, we was having a conversation. He overheard somebody say something he probably shouldn't have heard. He wanted to holler at me. So I tell the homies, give me a minute. Jimmy said, man, I'm here because Clyde Davis called me, and him and Puffy is real tight, and, lovers. So I thought he was talking like they got love for each other. So, all right. He said, yeah, they are lovers. I said, well, why you keep saying that? I said, look, you saying they lovers like they're sucking? He said, I don't want to say that, but that's what it means, right? I said, okay. He said, Clyde don't want nothing to happen to Puffy. He said, but this guy ain't going to be able to do this business because we know what he did. What they did.
I opened up myself to the possibility of a person rather than a gender. I have never stopped being attracted to women. So we're now dealing with the subject of bisexuality. This subject is very misunderstood because the old adage is you're either gay, you're straight, or you're lying. It's just...
So why now? Why is 50 Cent escalating the pressure with a high-stakes documentary rollout? The timing is impossible to ignore. Sean Diddy Combs has pleaded not guilty to the charges against him, has reportedly been denied bail multiple times, and is scheduled to face trial in May 2025, placing the case on a fast-moving legal track. But beyond the courtroom drama lies another powerful motivator: strategy. In today's streaming economy, headline-grabbing exposés translate directly into views, subscribers, and major revenue. 50 understands the formula. He's already teasing interviews with alleged insiders from those widely discussed parties, promising a platform where voices can speak openly, without intimidation or restraint. Whether driven by rivalry, principle, or business acumen, one thing is clear: this isn't random noise. It's calculated, timed, and designed to dominate the narrative at the most critical moment.
To a few of this morning's other big headlines.
Starting with a bombshell announcement amid the mounting lawsuits against Sean Diddy Combs, Houston rapper 50 Cent announced yesterday that he's the executive producer of a docu-series about the sexual assault and allegations against Combs. The series will also discuss the sex trafficking and racketeering charges Combs is facing. The series is expected to make a premiere on Netflix, but a date has not yet been set.
Yeah, and you know what? I think a lot of people thought that 50 was just trolling, and if anyone follows 50 on Twitter or Instagram, he's no stranger to that. He definitely, engages in trolling and makes a lot of jokes. So when he had, repeatedly taken shot after shot after shot at Diddy and then said, hey, I'm working on a documentary, I think a lot of people thought that he was just joking around. It turns out he's not. So this is actually a real project that's being made under his G-Unit movie and TV studio, and he's made a bunch of really successful projects under that banner. They were actually selling it around to different streaming organizations, including Netflix. Netflix ultimately had the most money, placed the winning bid, and at some point here in the future, we don't know exactly when, but this is actually going to be something that airs on Netflix.
So it's not like he hate Diddy, but sometimes niggas might do that we don't know about.
Well, for him to make the documentary, I think he hates Diddy.
Nah.
Nah?
That's business.
That's just business?
Business. You wouldn't be mad. Look,
you gotta really dislike someone to do a documentary about him.
If Jimmy Iovine did the documentary, would people say he's mad at?
What makes this situation different comes down to two critical factors. First, the alleged scope. If 50 Cent's sources are credible, the claims point not to isolated controversies but to a pattern stretching back decades. Allegations of influence, manipulation, and fame leveraged in ways that left some individuals too intimidated to speak publicly. Second, the caliber of the names orbiting the narrative. Will Smith, once viewed as virtually untouchable in Hollywood. Sean Diddy Combs, a mogul whose reach spans music, fashion, and business. And Clive Davis, the legendary executive widely credited with shaping modern pop. When figures of this magnitude are even indirectly connected to controversy, the implications ripple far beyond headlines. They strike at the very foundation of the industry itself.
He is now back in the headlines after appearing in TMZ's latest documentary, The Downfall of Diddy, Inside the Freak Ops. During an interview for the doc, he said, quote, I'm hearing about artists paying victims to keep their names out of it. He's basically saying some celebrities out there were involved in Diddy's freak-offs and they're trying to pay off survivors. This part isn't entirely new information. We always knew Diddy had a lot of celebrities in his sphere, from the white parties with Leo DiCaprio and Ashton Kutcher to his past relationships with singers Jennifer Lopez or Cassie. But in more recent weeks, we've learned that some celebrities were also involved in these illegal freak-offs, and in at least one case with an underage victim.
I believe it's a lot of rappers, a lot of music people, a lot of executives that could not say no. Cat Williams say, you just gotta say no to Diddy. And it's a lot of people that couldn't say no. And they probably on tape because they couldn't say no.
So you think it's possible that Diddy, he got footage of rappers in the stash, just in case he got to use it for blackmail?
It's a possibility. It's not far-fetched. If he was taping Cassie and he was having Cassie taped and everything like that, why wouldn't he do nobody else? She's the only one? I doubt it.
So you know what I mean? Like,
but I saw some shit about Bieber, like that Diddy groomed him. I saw it on YouTube recently. Is that shit real?
I don't know, bro. Like, Diddy in and of himself is an interesting character.
Yeah.
My barber, rest in peace, Caesar, was actually his barber. The parties in South Beach and Star Island, like that. If you speak to anybody in Miami or any of the industry that's been in this, it's no secret the amount of like weird sexual shit going on there, the amount of extreme abuse going on yards. It's no secret.
Yeah.
Like there is no secret there. It's out in the open. It's just no one kind of speaks on it because
Some believe he was wronged, but now the spotlight is brighter than ever, and this saga is nowhere near its final chapter. The real question lingers. Is 50 Cent truly holding a definitive piece of evidence that could shift the narrative overnight, or is Curtis Jackson strategically playing the long game, blending provocation, timing, and media savvy to challenge some of the industry's most powerful figures? As speculation intensifies and every new claim fuels the fire, one thing is certain: the story is still unfolding. If you want to stay ahead of every twist, alleged leak, legal development, and shocking revelation, make sure you like, subscribe, and turn on notifications, because the next chapter could drop at any moment.